Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This will be a very short video in which we are going to see how we can visualize the metadata and the user data which is associated with our EC2 instances. Right? So before starting, we should have a small introduction of what a metadata is and what a user data is all about. So metadata is nothing but the data associated with your EC2 instances, such as the data which describes the attribute of your EC2 instance. That may be the AMI ID, that may be the public or the private IP addresses, that may be the security groups, the IAM role associated with it, and so on. That is all the related data of your instances that comes under the heading of the metadata. And talking about user data, this we have also seen in our previous videos where we installed the Apache web server with the help of user data. This is the script or the commands that we provide during the launching of our EC2 instances to make sure that certain applications are installed on our EC2 instances, or certain packages are updated on our EC2 instances at the launch time. Right, so that is the small introduction of what metadata and user data is all about, and let us see what we are going to learn through this video. Right, so here we will be learning the URI, with the help of which we are retrieving the user data and the metadata of our associated with our EC2 instances. Then we will be visualizing both the metadata and the user data associated with our EC2 instances. So that will be a very short and sweet video. And this is something very important that you should always remember. This is the URL or with which you can actually retrieve your metadata and the user data. So that is http://169.254.169.254/latest/metadata or user data. Right, so without wasting any time, let us go to our AWS management console and see the metadata and the user data associated with our EC2 instance. So here I am in my EC2 dashboard, and you can see that I have one instance running named as my EC2. Now, one prerequisite of this particular hands-on is that this EC2 instance has been launched with the script of user data of installing Apache web server, and we have already seen those particular commands in our lot many previous videos. Right, so to verify that our test page is working very fine, let us go to the public IP of our EC2 instance, copy it, go to a new tab, paste it, and just press enter, and you can see that the test page of Apache is working very fine. So in order to visualize the metadata or the user data, the first thing that we need to do is to SSH into our EC2 instance. So again, I will be opening the PowerShell, and okay, so let us go to the place where my key is stored. So it's in OneDrive and desktop. Enter. Again, go to your EC2 instance, connect. You are on your SSH client and copy the particular command. Right, and here, enter. So now I am just SSHing into my EC2 instance, and now you can see that I am in my EC2 instance. Right, so now in order to visualize my data metadata, what I have to do, I have to curl http //169.254.169.254 slash latest slash meta data. Right, and enter. And you can see these are the attributes that we have actually associated with our EC2 instances. So if you want to check the AMI ID, right, it is here AMI ID, so you can type like AMI ID along with metadata, and you can see that this is the AMI ID which is associated with my EC2 instance. Just as the same time, if you want to know the host name, so you can type host name, right, and enter. So you can see this is the internal private IP address of my EC2 instances, and so on. So you can get all these details about my EC2 instances with the help of the metadata. So if I want to know the machine address, so if I write it back over here, so this is the machine address of my EC2 instance on which I am working right now. So that was a little bit introduction metadata. Right. Now let me just clear the screen, and now what I want is to visualize the user data that is associated with my EC2 instance. So latest user hyphen data and enter. So if I enter it now, you can see the user data that is associated with my EC2 instances are the commands to install HTTPD, that is the Apache web server, on a Linux 2 machine, right? One more thing which I will be wondering to tell you is that yes, you can modify the user data associated with your EC2 instances, and while that, make sure that your EC2 instance is in the stopped state, right? In the stopped state, you can go to actions, right? Select it first. You can go to actions, right, and go to instance setting, right, and you can actually edit your user data, right? So you have this particular portion where actually you can edit your user data, but to edit your user data you first need to stop your instances. And the second thing that you need to make sure is that your AMI ID should be EBS, taking EBS as your root volume type, right? So it should not be instant store, otherwise the data of all the data associated will be vanished as soon as you stop your instance, right? So make sure that the AMI is EBS backed, and you need to stop your instances first. So that is all with this particular hands-on, and I hope that you enjoy this video. So thanks for watching and stay tuned to my channel.